I've been wanting to record this video for a while, and it's really about my story. It's very personal, but I feel like if I were to tell my story, then it might help someone out there who might be going through the same thing or going through the same things that I did. So, to put it bluntly, I have bipolar disorder. Stereotypically, bipolar disorder is just described as, having mood swings. You're either being really, really super happy or you're being really, really sad. At least, that's how I understood it. For my whole entire life, I just assumed that I had depression. I had a very traumatic past. I had a very traumatic past that included neglect, assault, alcoholism, drug abuse, just a whole bunch of different things that I would never wish on anyone, especially at a young age. So, yeah, I always thought that I just had depression. My doctors always told me that I had depression. But last summer, things got a little crazy. Some things happened that caused me to go into a downward spiral. And I didn't know what to do. I went into this downward spiral and I put my life at risk. And I never thought that I would do that. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not reckless like that. So that's when I decided to get help. And it wasn't until after that I admitted myself to a behavioral health unit and I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. And I thought to myself, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way that I have bipolar. There's no way. It doesn't make sense. I'm just depressed. After getting out of the hospital, I did a bunch of research because I'm a psych major, and turns out I do have bipolar. I talked to other people with a diagnosis, and their experiences were very, very similar to mine. And all of a sudden, my whole life made sense. But with this diagnosis comes a lot of stigma. People sometimes think that people that have bipolar have schizophrenia. I'm not schizophrenic. Not that there's anything wrong with being schizophrenic, but it's a little different. I was told by people not to openly talk about it, that it might be attention seeking, that, I shouldn't put my business out there, don't want people to judge me or think that I'm crazy. Well, frankly, if people judge me and think that I'm crazy, then that's their prerogative. That doesn't affect me because I don't know them. But the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I know that there are people out there with bipolar that are suffering because they may not know that they have bipolar disorder. You can go undiagnosed with it for years, like I did. I wasn't diagnosed with it until I was 29. Diagnosing this disorder is so important. It could be detrimental to someone's health. Imagine if it was a child. If a child approaches you saying that they're feeling sad, what are you going to do? What are you going to ask them? Are you going to ask them, why are you feeling sad? Are you actually, going to listen to them or try to get them to talk about it? Because children oftentimes can't verbalize their feelings because they don't recognize what they're feeling. Or are you just going to brush it off? More than 1 million children in the U.S. have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. They can look like temper tantrums, or, they could be talking really fast, or They can have a severe loss of energy. They could be tired all the time. It could just look like normal childhood behavior. But we have to ask ourselves, what is normal childhood behavior? How do we really know that something is wrong? And that's where families and caregivers come in. It is so important for people to take their children or their teenagers or even their adult family members, encourage them to go seek help, encourage them to talk about what they're going through. And when you tell someone, oh, I'm here for you, you can come and talk to me, sometimes it is insanely difficult for someone with a disorder, whether it's depression or bipolar, to approach someone to talk about these very heavy issues that they're going through. Because oftentimes they don't want to be seen as a burden. And also they might not know what's going on with them themselves. So, that being said, if you're a parent and you notice that your child is having issues, trouble focusing, tired all the time, sad all the time, it is possible for a child to have suicidal thoughts, by the way. Sounds crazy, but it's true. If your child is doing that, take them to get help. There are therapists out there that, they take all kinds of different insurance. They take Title 19 if you don't have insurance. But get your child help. Get your family member help before something bad happens. If you're a parent and your child is having issues, they have their entire lives ahead of them. Set them up for success, not only for in education and socially, but also with their mental health. If I had gotten diagnosed sooner, I can only imagine what my life would be like. But I don't regret anything that I've gone through. If you're a kid watching this, know that you're not alone. Know that there are people out there that care about you, that love you, that are willing to talk to you. Whether it's a school guidance counselor, a friend, a family member that might not even be your parent. Talk to them. If they're there for you, talk to them. If they say that they're there for you, talk to them. They may not understand, but the only way that they can even try to start understanding is if you talk to them. You're not alone. So if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, or maybe bipolar disorder, seek help when you're in crisis, even when you're not in crisis. Seek help. Your life can be so much better. I know that mine is after getting help. I was in the hospital for a week and then had about a month and a half of subsequent intense therapy. I would not be where I am today. Back at school, finishing my bachelor's degree after 8 years. Finally thinking level-headed, repairing relationships with friends and family members that are in my very close support group that I'm very grateful for. So again, just talk. Talk about what you're feeling, your experiences. Parents, don't brush off your kids. They might be asking for help without actually saying, I need help. I hope this reaches someone. Maybe helps them one day. Know that I'm here for you, even if I don't know you. Please feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks.